Julius Schmid was an Austrian painter whose work stands as a bridge between the late Romantic tradition and early modern artistic sensibilities of the 19th and early 20th centuries. Born in Vienna in 1854, Schmid became known for his refined compositions, lyrical treatment of subjects, and his deep engagement with music, mythology, and historical themes. Although his fame waned after his death, his paintings continue to be admired for their delicate technique, emotional resonance, and poetic atmosphere. Early life and education. Julius Schmid was born on February 8, 1854, in Vienna, Austria, during a time when the city was one of the most vibrant cultural capitals of Europe. Growing up amid the artistic splendor of the Habsburg Empire, he showed a keen interest in drawing and painting from a young age. His early education took place in Vienna, where his talent was recognized by teachers who encouraged him to pursue art seriously. He enrolled in the Academy of Fine Arts, Vienna, one of Europe's most prestigious art institutions, where he received formal training in drawing, anatomy, and classical painting. At the Academy, Schmid was influenced by the dominant styles of the time, historicism, romanticism, and the academic tradition that emphasized technical mastery and idealized forms. His teachers included some of the finest academic painters of the era, who instilled in him a respect for craftsmanship and attention to detail. During his student years, Schmid became fascinated with the works of the old masters, particularly Raphael, Titian, and Rembrandt, as well as the Viennese masters Hans Mackart and Franz von de Freger. This blend of influences shaped his artistic sensibility, combining technical precision with emotional warmth and a romantic spirit. Artistic career. After completing his studies, Schmid began exhibiting his works in Vienna and other European art centers. His early works were primarily historical and religious in nature, reflecting the taste of the period. However, as his style matured, he began to focus more on portraits, allegorical themes, and scenes inspired by music and poetry. One of Schmid's most celebrated paintings is Beethoven 1890, also known as the Dream of Beethoven. This masterpiece, now housed in the Historisches Museum der Stadt Wien, Vienna City Museum, captures the composer Ludwig van Beethoven in a moment of deep inspiration. Surrounded by angelic figures and symbols of music, the painting conveys the transcendence and passion of artistic creation. The work became so popular that it was reproduced in numerous prints and postcards, making Schmid widely known in Europe and America. The painting reflects not only Schmid's admiration for Beethoven, but also the broader cultural reverence for music and genius in 19th century Vienna. Schmid's ability to blend realism with symbolism set him apart from many of his contemporaries. While he was rooted in the academic style, his work often revealed a poetic quality that anticipated the Vienna secession movement, which would emerge later under artists like Gustav Klimt. However, unlike Klimt and his circle, Schmid remained committed to a more traditional aesthetic, valuing emotional sincerity and craftsmanship over decorative experimentation. Themes and style. Schmid's paintings are characterized by refined composition, luminous color, and emotional subtlety. He often depicted women, musicians, and mythological figures in contemplative or dreamlike settings. His brushwork was smooth and controlled, producing a sense of harmony and serenity. The influence of music is evident throughout his oeuvre. Many of his works seem to translate melody and rhythm into visual form. In his portraits, Schmid displayed remarkable psychological depth. He painted with empathy, seeking to reveal the inner character of his subjects rather than merely their outward appearance. His female portraits, in particular, convey grace and introspection, embodying the ideals of beauty and sensitivity cherished in the late 19th century. Later life and decline. Despite early success, Julius Schmid's reputation gradually faded in the early 20th century as new art movements like Expressionism and Modernism transformed the artistic landscape of Vienna. His traditional, idealized style came to be seen as old-fashioned compared to the bold innovations of younger artists. Nevertheless, he continued to paint and exhibit, remaining faithful to his artistic principles. Schmid lived a quiet life, dedicated to his art and to teaching. He mentored younger artists and contributed to the cultural life of Vienna through his work and exhibitions. Though he never achieved the enduring fame of some of his contemporaries, his art retained a devoted following among collectors who admired his technical mastery and aesthetic grace. Julius Schmid passed away in 1935 in Vienna, leaving behind a body of work that reflects the sensitivity and refinement of the Viennese artistic tradition. His death marked the end of an era in which art, music, and literature were intertwined in the cultural fabric of the Austro-Hungarian Empire. Legacy.